How's it going, everyone? King Blacktooth here again. I'm going to talk to you about a new ability which I spotted during all the Gamescom reveals. I don't think many people, if any, have actually spotted yet. And I'm going to call it Mass Encourage for now, because I have no idea what it's called. It's just a tiny icon. But I know what it does because the numbers work on the screenshot, so it's really useful to do a bit of math there. But I'm going to call it Mass Encourage for now. It's probably called Encourage : Unity or Despair, or one of the fancy words, Encourage : a lot. But what normal Courage does is it gives +2 to every other non-hero unit card on that row. Okay, so this Kwani Siege Expert gives +2 strength to everyone else on its row which is non-hero. It doesn't give it to itself. And the unit ability icon looks like that, which is very important because it's part of my evidence. Well, here's the screenshot. There's a lot of encourage going on and a lot of numbers, and that really helps with the actual maths, to be honest, that there isn't a weather effect in play. But slap bang in the middle there is a 10 strength melee hero with what looks like the encourage ability. Okay, now the thing about that encourage ability and the normal ones have 2 arrows, which indicates like a cross, +2 to everything across that row. Whereas this one has 4. It has 2 across and it has 2 up and down, so it gives not only +2 to everything on that row, it gives +2 to everything on all the other rows. So that's why I called it Mass Encourage. It gives +2 to every other non-hero unit card on your side of the board. So it's like a complete step up from the normal encourages. Okay, and the maths works. If you take the Kwani Siege Expert at the top left, he's going to be 4 strength, okay? Now he's going to get +2 strength from the one next to him, so he's going to be 6 strength. He's going to get +2 from the third Kwani Siege Expert, so he's 8 strength. He gets +2 from Udrin, the guy with the beer. He gets +2 to everyone on his row, but he moves rows. But for now, he's on that one. So that Kwani Siege Expert, the first one, is now on 10 strength. But there's nothing else on that row which will give 2 strength. But there is that 10 strength hero. So that 10 strength hero gives +2 to everybody else on your side of the board. So that's actually really cool. I like that a lot. So with the Encourage and Mass Encourage that we've seen so far, it's going to be really good, and I think a lot of people are really itching to make something called a swarm deck. You might want to call it a horde deck or something similar to that. But the idea behind those decks are you put so many small, low strength minions onto the board. Hopefully you want to play one card and either you'll muster loads or you'll spawn loads onto the board. Some good examples for those are any weather-bound cards like Foglets that come onto the board for free. They're going to be really useful because it doesn't matter what strength they are because you're going to encourage them up. So it's going to be really, really good. And you get 3 of them. Another one might be Golems and J Golems, because when they Death Wish and get removed, then they split into 2 lesser Golems each. So really, really good to have a lot of number on the board. And finally, a third one, which I think is pretty good for this, would be Leshen, because when you place him, he spawns 3 wolves and a bear, and I think they're all melee. And they're all non-heroes. So really, really good. And now the reason why you want so many cards on the board is because Encourage will give +2 to all of them. So the more cards you have on the board that get affected by Encourage, the more worth you're getting out of the Encourage cards. So if you've got 1 card on the board, that's just going to be +2. If you have 5 on the board, that's +2, +2, +2, +2, +2. That's +10 altogether. So the more cards you can get on the board, you're going to swarm the board, hence the name, or hoard it or something. The better the Encourage, the more worth you're going to get. And that works for Mass Encourage as well. It doesn't matter where they go on the board then, because Mass Encourage will reach across the entire board. Now, one of the downfalls of Encourage is that, yes, they have to be on a certain row in order to get the Encourage. Some cards can switch rows. The Vreehead Vanguard can switch between, I think it's melee and range, so he's got a bit of versatility there, which is pretty good. Another thing that's really good with swarm decks and the Encourage combo, is that they're pretty immune to weather effects. They're pretty good through weather effects, even if you're not getting rid of them. Because, say if that Kwani Siege Expert went down to 1 strength, okay, he'd get +2 from the next one, so it'd be 3. Get another +2, which is 5. Another +2, which is 7. Another +2 from the Mass Encourage, so he's 9 strength. Even if he got weathered down to 1. And then if you Commander's Horn them, which is my next point, he'll go up to 18. Commander's Horns work on top of Encourage. So Encourage goes first, and then you double whatever, the strength is. So they'll go from here, since they're 12 strength, if I put a Commander's Horn on them, there'd be 24 strength each, which is crazy good, you know? 24, 24, that's heroes that won't count. 24, that'd be 28, so that's huge strength there. So really, really good, and Mass and Courage just really kind of aids the whole deck, and I really like seeing that coming along, which is really, really happy for me. Really, really happy for me. And really, really good to me. Okay? Forget about my English. I know so good. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Tell me what you think about Mass and Courage.